For more on the trade, we bring in our SNY NBA insider, Ian Begley. Ian, the timing of this trade, definitely a surprise, but this is a guy the Knicks and many teams have been wanting for a while now. How did they get it done?
Yeah, the Knicks had actually contacted Toronto about 12 months ago on Anunoby, and they had talked casually about putting together a pretty significant offer. Then Toronto wasn't interested in moving him, but the Raptors obviously, off to a slow start, became more open to moving Anunoby, and I'm told the Knicks and Raptors had a framework together, basic framework on this deal. Earlier this month when New York was in Toronto, I'm sure Toronto talked to some other teams about Anunoby, obviously circling back with New York and getting something done on Saturday. I think a big part of this deal was Immanuel Quickley not reaching an extension with the Knicks at the rookie extension deadline, and therefore it was more likely that he was going to be moved from New York because of that lack of an extension. So the Knicks, I think, felt that it was going to be tough for them financially to re-sign quickly and bring back other rotation players that they want to re-sign. I think that's why they were more open to moving quickly. I think that's what got the deal done ultimately.
And we know Knicks fans have kind of mixed feelings about this trade, but for the ones that don't know about OG Anunoby, what kind of player are they getting in New York?
Very good defender. I mean, one of the top wing defenders in the league. He's young. He's 26, so he fits New York's timeline. They feel like he can come in and gives them a lot of defensive versatility, can guard 1 through 4. And also, they feel that he can give them something on both ends because if you look at his shooting numbers, he's been pretty strong from beyond the arc, particularly the corners. I think he's hitting about 44% from the corners this season and hitting about 55% from the top of the arc. So he has his spots, and then so the Knicks feel like he can give them something on both ends. And also, it frees up more touches and more shots for the rest of the rotation. So you can assume that Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle will be getting more opportunities to score the basketball. RJ Barrett's usage was around 27%, I believe. Anunoby's significantly lower than that. He's going to be probably a free agent this summer. I don't think the Knicks make this deal without a strong idea that they'll be able to re-sign Anunoby as a free agent this summer. They'll be able to also exceed the salary cap to do so because they inherit his bird rights.
I know you mentioned his three-point shooting. For his career, he shoots 37.5% from three, so that's a great number. On paper, it looks like the Knicks gave up more than they're getting, but do you think this means it's setting up a bigger move to continue to build around Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle?
Yeah, certainly build around Jalen Brunson. I think that's kind of how they see things moving forward, given how good Brunson has been, how great he's been since coming to New York. And, you know, they do have 8 tradable first-round picks. They did not give up a first in the deal for Anunoby, although they gave up a very valuable second-round pick in this year's draft. So they have the picks. They've got Grimes, they've got Randall, they've got Evan Fournier's expiring contract. So they have some players to include in deals. But I think the idea that they could be at the front of the line for a superstar in a trade, that idea took a hit because of what they gave up in this deal for Anunoby. However, I don't think they're done because this roster is not enough to compete for an Eastern Conference title. That's where they want to be. So this is not the final product for Leon Rose's Knicks, but this was his biggest swing to date as team president.